Hey guys, today I'm taking you behind the scenes on an automotive still life shoot. And we're shooting this little vintage corgi Range Rover truck. We've got an Elinchrom ELB 500 TTL 2-light pack. It's a battery pack, and we've got 2 heads. I'm tethered with my Canon to Capture One in my laptop. I've got the Transmitter Pro that I'm going to be using to transmit the flash signal to the pack. And I've got my Sekonic L-308X-U, and I'm going to use this to test my exposure and then build from there. All right, so the very first thing that I want to do with you guys is I'm going to take a test frame and I'm going to show you how much actual ambient light is coming in, and or if any ambient light is influencing the frame. I'll just pop this sucker off. Boom, I've already focused, and I'll put this thing back on so we have it. All right. So you can see there's like very, very little information in there, and that's a good thing, because obviously with the lighting that we're going to be using, we're going to completely override this lighting, and anything that's coming in from the room, whether it be from the skylight or the Westcott Flex LED or from the modeling lights from the Elinchrom 500 TTL heads, none of that is going to influence our exposure, so we are good. I should also mention we're at f11, so even at f11 at this close focus, we still have very shallow depth of field, which is cool. We're at ISO 100 because we want the native ISO, we want the best image quality possible. We're at 1/125th of a second, we're at 70 millimeters, and there you have it. Okay, so very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my fill light, and I'm going to basically get the exposure with my key light here. And I want to, I'll show you right now. Oh, I did it the wrong way. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add a little bit of power, okay? So I'll add maybe to a power of 1 because we're so close, and you can see how I've got the light feathered off, okay? I'm not directly over the subject, I'm a little bit away from it because I want the light to feather onto the subject more than just punch it really, really hard. All right, so we're gonna just turn the Sekonic on. Helps to do that before you put it in place. And let's just test our light, boom. F8, all right, so we're gonna just add a little bit of power. Remember, we have to be at F11 for a perfect exposure. All right, a little more power. There we are, F11, fantastic. So now I'm gonna take an exposure. And it's nice, it's fine, it's exposed well, it looks pretty good. And you know, look, the thing is that it has that kind of like, well, maybe this was lit kind of a look. And I knew that going to the shoot. I knew that going to the shoot that I probably was going to kind of reverse the kind of lighting. Like, in other words, initially I thought this was going to be my key light, but once I started setting it up and thinking about it, I was like, that is going to be my key light. Because what's really cool about this setup, and we'll find out in just one moment, is that I'm bouncing into a gold reflector. And the whole idea of this being is that rather than just having these like gray, you know, boring rocks, I'm going to try to emulate the look of, like, let's say, sunrise or sunset or something like that, more of a golden light type of look. So I'm going to turn off my A light and I'm going to go onto my B light, I'm just going to put the modeling on there, and I'm going to dial up some power. Now I know I'm going to need a lot of power, and the reason why that is because I am really feathered off, because I don't really want to light the front of the car. I want to make it look like the light is coming down the mountain and it's just coming down and kind of lighting up the back of the truck here. So I'm going to put this puppy up, and I'm going to bring it up to like a power of 4, and I'm going to give a test, okay guys? So here we go. Pop it around there. Actually, I should really pop it around here. That's about F11. I'll just dial this up even further. All right. Still 11. Go up a little more. 16, perfect. Okay, so we're one stop above, which is cool. So let me just take a frame and show you guys how that looks. Now this is just gonna be my backlight. My key light is off, but I honestly think after we see this, that'll be our new key. Well, that looks cool. There's a lot more flavor. I mean, if you look between the two, there's a vibe there. There's something happening. I almost think it's just about right, you know? I'm just gonna bring up a little bit more power just to give a look and see how that does, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's really, really super cool. Really super cool. Let me just see how my highlights are doing. I'm okay. I mean, I'm close to the edge on here, but that's okay. You know what? I'll just bring it down just a hair. Take one more shot. All right, we're in pretty good shape there. Our highlights are good. Now, we've got such a loss. Well, we're so backlit in this situation, which is what I was going for, but in doing so, we've lost a little bit of detail on the front of the Range Rover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my A light and I'm going to turn that back on. Okay, boom. And I'm going to dial this power way the heck down. I'm going to go to like a power of, I don't know, 0.3, okay? Very, very little, and see how that looks. And I'll add my B light in just so we can see what that fill does. I mean, we're way underexposed. Wow, even that's too much. Okay, you know what? I'm going to bring it down all the way to the bottom. I'm going to bottom it out at 0.1. All right, maybe 0.1 was too little, so we're just going to pop that up to maybe 0.2. Little trial and error, guys. Huh, that's pretty damn cool. It's a really subtle difference, and interestingly, the difference between 0.1 and 0.2 power is like, oh, there you go. That's exactly what I want. That's 0.1. So I'm gonna keep that as my final image because I think that looks completely rad. So there it is, guys. This was basically a 2-light setup to do a automotive still life shot. Now you could do any kind of a still life with this setup, but I just decided, you know what, why not have a little fun with it? Why don't we just take this little truck, we build a little set and kind of give it a little bit of flavor that we wouldn't ordinarily get just by, you know, taking a shot with a flash. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. That's it for now, and we'll see you soon.